Hello again, and welcome to another edition of Music Matters. I'm MonkeyBoy.
I'm Ziggy. It's the podcast where we always encourage you to love the music you love, but have an open mind to new music.
Yes, right. Absolutely.
Right.
So today we are going to be talking about, my favorite pastime, my happy place, concerts. And not just concerts. We're talking the biggest of the big, the best of the best. What were the best concert tours that you've seen, that I've seen, that the world have seen, and kind of talk. I'm sure we're going to miss some because there are so many amazing tours that happened, but we're going to shine a light on a few of them.
All right, well, let's have fun with Andy.
Okay.
You know nothing about this.
I know nothing about nothing.
All right, so we're going to kind of get into Andy's personal connection with music here. I have just a series of questions. Now, we want to get right to our topic. So don't spend a lot of time thinking about these, okay?
Try not.
Are you ready?
Okay.
What song's lyrics have most shaped your perspective on life?
Holy shit. Jesus. You're just gonna spring that on me?
Yeah.
What song's lyrics
have most shaped your perspective on life? Now you can pass and go on to the next one, but you do have to come back to it. Yeah.
What songs and musical lyrics?
You want to pass?
Yeah.
Okay.
For now.
If you had to choose one album that represents a specific pivotal chapter of your life, which would it be? As Andy looks through his CDs from the 80s and 90s. Yeah. The question is, if you had to choose one album that represents a specific pivotal chapter of your life, which would it be?
Down and Above, Vena Cava. Got me through a very, very, very difficult time in my life.
Okay. Have you ever had a song that you loved turn meaningless or distasteful to you over time?
Huh. Boy, I can't think of any off the top of my head. Okay. I still love, what I love, I'm still listening to everything. I guess maybe, I look at certain songs differently, especially since, my age. Mm-hmm. I don't think that She's Only 17 or Christine's 16 are the greatest lyrics in the world anymore. But, back when I was 16, sure.
Okay. Is there a piece of music that feels like a shared secret between you and someone you love?
I don't know that they know it, but there's certain songs that I think of people when I hear them.
Sure.
But I don't think that there's a specific song that me and Sarah, for say, would have that is special to us for reasons. And no, we have very different likes in music.
Okay. So have you thought of your answer for the first question? What song's lyrics have most shaped your perspective on life, and how?
Boy, that is just it's wow.
Okay. Do you want 2 weeks to think on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's so many great songs and lyrics that are inspirational and whatnot, but that have I guess I would say the song that I relate to most, the song that I will have played at my funeral, the song that gets me through a lot, is Road to Nowhere by Ozzy Osbourne.
Okay. And now, leading us into this episode. What is the best concert you have ever been to, and what made it a profound experience beyond just the music?
Oh man, I've been to some big shows and some great shows, festivals, individual tours. I've been to both, and I think the best concert I've ever seen would have to be Roger Waters performing The Wall in its entirety. It was like 2012 in Omaha. Just to see the full production of it, like they did in the 80s. They only did a couple of shows back in the 80s for Pink Floyd. It felt like a Pink Floyd show. It looked like a Pink Floyd show. The only thing missing was David Gilmour and the rest of Pink Floyd. And it was everything I wanted out of it. It was it sounded amazing. Everything was on point. The guitarist nailed every riff. I mean, I'm not going to say that he was as good as David Gilmour, but he gave him a run for the money. It was just great. It was just him. It was just that show. There was no opener, and it was a story being told from the beginning to the end. Amazing puppets, like they had these big ass puppets like you seen in the movie go out on stage, and they were fighting with that, and they had a full size plane go through the auditorium and crash. They had a flying pig. It was just a spectacle. And not to mention that type of spectacle, but also a modern spectacle by showing stuff on the wall and having it look like the wall was, disappearing and reappearing, and it was amazing.
What would mine be? It's easy. The
Yours?
question is, what is the best concert you've ever been to, and what made it a profound experience beyond just the music?
Well, I think I know which one you're... Was I at it?
You were at it.
Okay, was it Journey?
It was Journey. I believe that would have been 2001.
Yep.
We went to see Journey. I believe Peter Frampton
Peter Frampton and John Waite.
And John Waite
was also opening up.
Yeah, John Waite was there. And
that was my first time seeing Journey.
Yes, and that was an experience because I had planned it to be an experience for everyone.
Very much so.
Yes.
That was beyond any type of normal.
Yes.
Experience.
That was quite the experience because I took a ring with me.
You did.
I was with Chanel at the time, and I was going to propose to her at the Journey concert.
Yep.
But what all of you didn't know, Dave was there, his cousin Brandon, Aaron was there.
Yep.
Am I missing someone?
No, I think that's everybody.
Okay. And I held off the big surprise until after the show, but we watched the whole show. I was not the smartest man. I proposed to her during a cheating song, loving, touching, squeezing. But I was waiting. I was waiting for my favorite song, which they ended up not playing. So I knew I was getting to the end, and I had to do it. Well, she said yes, and I think we told all you guys standing around, and we start to walk off, and I said, hey, wait, guys, I have a surprise, and I started putting meet and greet passes on all of you.
Yep.
I surprised you all with meet and greets.
Yep.
And I had talked to their record rep at the time at Sony, and I got those. And the other surprise is we got back there. We met them real briefly.
Yep.
he came up to us and he said, "Hey, let us get through these people, and we're going to give you guys." I believe it was a half hour with the band.
Yeah,
or
it was
15 minutes.
It was a while.
It was a while, and we got a picture with them. We got to talk to each of them individually.
Just hanging out.
It was an experience.
Yeah, just hanging out, talking to. I remember Dean Castronovo, talking to him about Ozzy, and some of the other things that he's done outside of Journey, and then talking to Neil. I mean, Neil was real cool to talk to. So was the bassist Jeff Valerie, Ross Valerie.
Yeah,
Ross Valerie. He was funny.
He was funny.
He was funny.
He was back there making a lot of faces.
Yeah,
and they were down to earth. It was
really
great.
Down to earth.
One of the greatest experiences of my life.
Yeah,
I've seen them
night.
Multiple times now. I'm like on 8 or 9.
Yeah, I've seen them quite a few.
Yeah,
too.
so yeah, that's a great one. Another one I'll say is Garth Brooks.
I would love to have said I've seen
He did
him.
a long run of shows, like 2 weeks up in Sioux Falls. Do you remember that?
No.
That would have been, I don't know how many years ago now. It's got to be 10, if not more. But yeah, he went out. He had been, he stopped touring because he wanted to be home and watch his girls grow up. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
And so he he quit the music thing, and this is when he came back out again. Everyone was ready, and he was selling out venues all over the United States and the world, and he ended up doing, I believe, a 2-week run, doing 2 shows a day up in Sioux Falls.
Huh.
Yes. And our friend Sean D. Was working at a country station up in Yankton.
Yep.
And had a pair of tickets, and he took me along. I didn't go back to meet Garth. He did.
Nice.
But that was an experience, because from the first song to the last song, there was nobody sitting down. There was nobody not singing the words to every single song he did, and I'd never ever heard that at a concert before. People singing, yes, but this many people and in unison, and oftentimes drowning Garth out.
I can say loud. I've been to one like that, but it was Billy Joel.
Well, I can see that.
And Billy Joel, and that was, for me, that was my first sit-down show. That was, because usually rock shows, you are going to jam out. I mean, I was used to being the guy in the mosh pit. That was me. I was always there. That was my happy place.
Yeah.
So to be sitting at that time of my life, I thought was kind of lame.
Yeah.
Just, I was there just to see Billy because I loved his music. But I was kind of bummed out because I was up in the balcony watching, sitting down with everybody. And I realized everybody was kind of sitting down for most of it, even though the band was rocking. I mean, they were great. Everybody was singing to every single song. They were just singing just as loud as Billy was. And, it was great. And he did some covers. He did some Beatles tunes. It was interesting when he'd get out from behind the piano and start playing like a guitar or something, because you think of him as the piano man.
Right.
But he plays other instruments too, and yeah, he's a phenomenal front man. Phenomenal show, just amazing catalog of music. That was a good tour that I saw as well.
We were talking before we hit record about immersive experiences.
Yeah.
So as we jump into talking about these concerts, let's try to immerse ourselves in what it would have been like.
Yeah.
To be at some of these, and
for sure.
Kind of the point we were getting to is, we go to our local hard rock venue, and we often see people in the back there drinking, engaged with their buddies or their girlfriends or
their
whatever,
phone.
and the performer's already out.
Yeah.
But it's partly, maybe the attendee that would rather just stand there and drink and have it as background noise.
Yeah.
But I find that if the artist, no matter what the genre, if the artist can immediately engage the attendee,
yeah,
whether it be with the music, maybe it's the light show, maybe it's the stage design, that's what you and I look for.
Yeah.
And many of our friends, we want that immersive experience.
Yep.
We love to go and run into our friends, but I speak for all of our friends. Again, we like to run into each other, but when that music starts, that's where we each individually are. We're at that concert.
Yeah.
We're getting into it. I can remember. I don't know. Maybe it's 7 years ago. 311 was here with the Offspring.
Yeah.
And I had never seen this rare creature move in my life. But I was there with Justin Crawford, and 311 comes out. And, they have a great light show.
Oh, yeah.
Their music makes you move. Crawford was moving.
What?
He was immersed in that.
Wow.
Yeah, he was moving. You were at that one, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Andy had his cane up in the air, man. He was ready to kick some ass with that cane. Knocked a lot of beers over that spilled on heads, but yeah, you were immersed in it.
Yeah.
So, as we jump into it, one of the biggest star in the world, Michael Jackson.
Oh man.
It just appeared like every show he put on, there were thousands of people there. I mean, that wasn't always the case, but his largest single concert audience was over 125,000 fans.
Jeez.
At the History World Tour stop in Prague in 1996.
That is just, it's hard to fathom that many people in one place and to be there for one thing.
But that was Michael Jackson, if you think about it.
Oh, he was huge.
If I think about it, he's really, best concerts, most legendary concerts. I think he just has to go up there because it was an immersive experience.
Very much so.
You went there to watch Michael Jackson dance.
Yeah, that was before cell phones, dude.
That was before cell phones.
They didn't allow cameras in, so you were there to watch.
You were going to watch him dance.
Yeah.
You were going to hear him sing, and he was a good singer.
Absolutely.
And he had a top-notch band. He had a crew of dancers. You had the light show.
Mm-hmm.
You had the big stage design, larger than life.
Yeah.
And you had a long list of hits, and it was immersive, and that's what got people to go see Michael Jackson.
Absolutely.
He was just, still is the biggest star ever.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't doubt that at all.
Let's not
people still listen to his music there just as much as they did, back in the day.
Yeah, he played Liverpool in '88, similar crowd. 600,000 people across 5 Dangerous World Tour concerts at Mexico City's Estadio Azteca in '93.
Yeah, that Dangerous tour was huge.
600,000 people over 5 concerts.
Yeah.
Oh, I would immediately pass out. I'd be like,
that's a lot of people.
It is a lot of people.
Yeah.
Wonder how many of them actually got to go pee.
Ha, 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 ha.
Think
I'm sure they had plenty of porta potties.
That's why we're not going to a festival, because we're old and man, we can't work through those crowds.
I'll still go to a festival. You speak for yourself.
I'd go pee and lay down.
I'd go to a festival tomorrow. I'd just be, looking for the seats rather than standing these days. But yeah, I'd go definitely. Last one I was at was 2017, and let me tell you, that was a great experience. Rock on the Range.
Uh-huh.
It had over 3 nights. that was supposed to be Soundgarden's big tour kickoff. And unfortunately, the night before, Chris Cornell killed himself. So that turned into a huge memorial the whole weekend of, Chris, and just a lot of people playing his songs. It was sad, but it was also a celebration. I also got to meet a bunch of bands because I was in the radio tent with Shep at the time, so it was such an experience to meet not only the artists, but a bunch of people that were like me, DJs from all over the country, had come to this thing, and they were interviewing bands, and it was just really cool to see that level of radio-ness, I guess, the radio world.
Yeah.
Things that we got to do that nobody else did. It was fun. But that show was huge. There was a stadium in Columbus, Ohio, so it was the Ohio State University stadium, football stadium, and it was packed. There was, I don't know how many people there. Metallica was there one night. Like I said, Soundgarden was supposed to be there. There was just so many. Offspring were there. It was a great tour.
There's been a lot of big tours, legendary tours. Here towards the end of the episode, I mean, we obviously have to talk about Taylor Swift and her Eras tour, but you were talking about Rock on the Range. There's all these big festivals that have been going on for a few years now.
I think everybody should go to one.
Yeah, I mean, there's Louder Than Life outside. Is that outside of the country?
That's outside. No, Louder Than Life, I think, is inside.
Okay,
the country.
But there's, you got the Country Stagecoach Festival. There's Rockville. Welcome to Rockville.
Coachella,
obviously Lollapalooza.
Yeah.
And these are drawing big crowds. Chapel Roan played at, I believe it was
Council Bluffs.
No, but there was she was on Lollapalooza or Coachella.
Yeah.
I can't this year.
It was Coachella.
And I believe it was an afternoon thing, and boom, massive crowd,
huge.
Blackpink, the number one girl K-pop group, has played Coachella to massive crowds. Some of these upcoming new people, Benson Boone, playing some of these festivals, drawn big crowds. Are they record-breaking crowds? No, but for those festivals, several have been record-breaking crowds for a lot of the newer artists. But another big one, the Beatles at Shea Stadium.
Oh God,
the biggest
that was
of the
huge.
Big, the biggest of the big at the time. Really?
Yeah.
I mean, 65.
It doesn't get any bigger. From what I remember hearing about that show, it was so loud from the screams of the girls that were there that you really couldn't even hear the Beatles. All you could hear was...
I think we've all seen video where, it's like, you can't hear Ringo at all.
No, you can't.
They didn't amplify the drums.
No, So, it's very hard to hear the Beatles over their screaming.
But, that really started off that whole spectacle.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't it?
It really did.
That was the first time that I'm aware of that thousands of people were waiting at the airport. They're screaming when they come off the plane. How many times have you seen that over the course of your life? Very few, but it still happens. It still happens. I think maybe Taylor Swift, they're probably waiting at the airport.
I remember, like, the Backstreet Boys or NSYNC.
Yeah, they used to have
back
that.
in the day.
Back in the day. Have that. But really, the Beatles were the first ones to just kick off the music frenzy.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, they really did.
Queen at Live Aid, 1985. Of course, that might be really, I mean, we're talking about Michael Jackson, but this might be Live Aid. There's not, when you go back and you watch it, there's not a bad performance at Live Aid.
Even though some artists will say it was a bad performance, they won't. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. Like Led Zeppelin.
We watched this. It was on TV. It was on. Was it on MTV? Live stream.
I think so.
It was live streamed or simulcast.
Yeah, simulcast.
Simulcast back then. But there was, there were so many artists there. It was for World Hunger.
Yep.
Which, by the way, hasn't gone off.
It hasn't gone
2026.
away. Yeah.
And everybody came there with their heart and their passion to try to put on the best performance.
Yeah.
And it was stacked.
Oh,
it was stacked.
Reunion of Led Zeppelin, who hadn't done anything since John Bonham's passing. They had every single big name on the radio.
They had combos.
They were there, yeah. They had combos. They Phil Collins, I know, was there. Oh God, so many.
Eric Clapton. U2 was there.
Yep, U2.
Cindy Lauper.
Yes,
I think.
Cindy Lauper
Madonna was there.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're from all genres. All genres were there.
But Freddie's performance that night, or that day,
it's iconic. It should be put in that performance should be put as one of the highest honors ever given.
Absolutely.
I mean, that is the heart of Live Aid.
It
was that performance.
And I do have to say that Youngblood doing Changes was the first time in a very, very long time that I felt a performance stood up. Not maybe as good, but at least stood out in a way that made me think of Live Aid and Freddie Mercury.
Yes,
like
at that recent
at Ozzy's
final
last show.
Performance, Ozzy and Black Sabbath. Yeah,
that Youngblood changes. Oh my God!
And you just watch him, and from the first note, he is feeling it.
Oh,
he is.
The whole band is. The whole band. I mean, you had Nuno Bettencourt, who played on it, but the song never was made for the guitar. It was a piano.
Yeah.
That was, and he. Oh, I mean, what he did to that song was just magic.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
great.
Unbelievable.
It was completely inspirational, and Youngblood.
Oh, he just hit it out of the park.
It's a no-brainer. He gained millions of fans.
Really, in just a span of one performance.
Right.
I mean, I'm speaking as one.
You hadn't listened to him before, really.
I had not known of him. I am a fan of Youngblood.
Oh,
he is amazing. And that performance, I mean, it was a wow moment. And you don't get a lot of those these days. No. And that was a wow moment.
Defining moment in 1969.
Woodstock. Yeah.
Woodstock. I mean, that, again, was a stacked lineup for the time. But when Jimi Hendrix comes out...
Oh, God.
He just lights it on fire.
Yeah.
Defining moment of the counterculture.
There's a couple moments for Woodstock. I mean,
there were
Jimmy, Crosby, Stills, and Nash. You have to put up there because I mean at that time it was very political, and they were the ones talking.
It was obviously this is the hippie time. This is this is the time when buttholes weren't perked up so much.
Yeah.
It was peace, love, and drugs, and I'm going to run down the street naked.
Yeah.
And It was a big rebellious time from what people wanted to be social norms,
Yep.
and the political environment of the time. And so you had a lot of folk people there.
Yep.
It was, a lot of political speeches, but it was a great festival.
Oh man, I would have loved to have been there. I wish I was old enough to have been there.
Jimi Hendrix also ends up playing the Monterey Jazz Festival.
Yeah.
Lights that on.
Yeah. I mean, Jim, he's obviously like at the top of the God. I wish I could have seen him live.
Mm-hmm.
Players. I mean, Jimi Hendrix, what he does with his guitar, his music. He had so many hits. I just love Jimi Hendrix. Even the stuff that doesn't get played on the radio is just killer.
Right. Elvis Presley's '68 comeback special. You can. I oddly enough, Andy, I have this on a DVD. Every time I have watched it a couple of times because it's Elvis.
It's Elvis.
I don't remember where I got it or who gave it to me or if I got in a flea market box or what. It's not a bad thing to have.
No.
If you don't know about Elvis,
the king.
You should.
Yeah, you should.
I mean, at least go listen to him and check him out. Elvis is from a long time ago.
I still love Hound Dog.
Hound Dog. Jailhouse Rock.
Jailhouse Rock, yeah.
But Elvis, here's another guy, man. Michael Jackson and Elvis, very similar in fandom.
Yes.
I mean, these guys, sadly, could not leave their homes without
being just swarmed.
And we know that Elvis and Michael had large security teams.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he had a very isolated life, as did Michael.
For sure. Just
because of the crazed fan base. Again, relative. You first saw that with the Beatles.
Yeah. Yep.
The Rolling Stones at Madison Square Garden in '69.
I've seen them 3 times in my life. Every time. Mind-blowing and fantastic.
Well, it's 2025, and I have never seen the Rolling Stones. But obviously we've seen lots of clips. Mick Jagger, man.
Oh, dude, can still
he's dancing his butt off.
Still.
Singing his butt off.
He is 80.
He's
and
80.
He's still doing it.
And still dancing. It becomes, it grabs you. Just him doing that dancing. He draws you to the stage, and then you get immersed in the music. I was thinking you kind of get the same. You kind of got the same thing with Steven Tyler and Aerosmith. I mean, he had this weird way of moving when the song started.
Great to watch.
Boom, your eyes went to the stage.
Yep. But he also had not only with the Stones, you not only had Mick, but you had Keith.
Keith, who always moved.
Just was an amazing guitarist, is an amazing guitarist. And Charlie was fun to watch too. He's very, matter of fact. He just looks like he never breaks a sweat. Like he's just
on that 2
flawless.
and 4. On that 2 and 4 all night.
He just makes it look effortless.
Yeah.
And he is just killing it.
Yeah.
So, and then of course you've got all the hits that they have too over the 50-some years that they've been doing it. Their tours are among the best I've ever seen. Voodoo Lounge, incredible. They had these big, huge, amazing blow-up figures on stage. They had this big, huge wall projector, like that. This was like one of the first tours where they brought out the big screen, and they had the tongue, that their logo animated. doing things on the screen, and of course then they showed the crowd and everything. The huge pyro. I mean, it was a spectacle every single stop, and they were playing these big ass stadiums. They had Blind Melon opened up for them.
Oh yeah.
So I got to see Shannon Hoon and Blind Melon. They were incredible. Stones will rank in my top 5 best shows I've ever seen.
Yeah, I you know, just watching the videos, I can see it's a complete immersive experience.
Yeah.
Nirvana at the Reading Festival in 1992. I do remember seeing this.
Yeah.
I mean, Nirvana from the get-go had high energy. They're one band I wish I should have seen. I should have gone to see. I don't know why I didn't, because that was my prime days of going to concerts, and just didn't get to see Nirvana. Yeah,
which is a bummer, because I would have eventually.
Sure. I think you do remember this, and I certainly do. It was huge. Coachella 2018, Beyonce.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It was a huge stage set. You know, they had the catwalk out.
Mm-hmm. I've seen Destiny's Child, so I can say I've seen Beyonce.
Well,
and they're good. She can sing. They all can sing.
Sure they can.
They did a 2-day stint here in Sioux City when they were on their was it Bills tour or whatever. Mm-hmm. Anyway, they put on 2 shows here, and they both sold out, and they were amazing. They were really good.
Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison in 1968.
I mean, that's one of the biggest selling albums from a live concert ever.
I don't know how he got out of there.
I don't either.
A Boy Named Sue.
Yeah, I don't know how he got out of there either.
Oh, yeah. James Brown saves Boston, 1968. Here's what happened. In the wake of Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination, Boston was on the verge of riots. James Brown's concert at the Boston Garden was televised, and as an emotional appeal for peace, helped de-escalate the tense atmosphere.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. So, we were, immersive experiences. We were talking off air about Rammstein.
Yes.
Not one of my favorite bands. Obviously, you know that my youngest loves them. But if you want to see an immersive experience...
I do. I want to go see them. I'm not a huge fan of their music, but I mean, I like Du Hast. That's about the only song I know by him. I know there's a couple other ones that I've heard, but for the most part, but I would love to see Rammstein. Just from their live show, from what I hear, their live show is incredible.
It's, they spend millions, they must spend millions nightly on pyrotechnics.
Oh, yeah.
And fire, but it's a light show. It's a stage design.
Yeah.
It's matching suits.
Yeah.
One of the members walks on a treadmill while he plays the keyboard.
Yeah, I think he does. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he put Slipknot in there.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day, with it being an immersive experience.
Oh, yeah.
But
I mean, you got to go U2.
U2.
They're I saw them in Minneapolis, 2020 or no, it wasn't 12, like 12, maybe 2012, somewhere in there. 10. Anyway, it was in the 2000s, and they had what was called the Claw as their stage. And it was just huge. It was a stadium tours. They were only doing like these huge stadiums, like college football stadiums. And I can see why, because the thing took up the whole field, like that on one side. Like it was huge, but not the lights show and the fireworks that came off of that thing. It was incredible. And then, of course, that night it was raining like, it was, you could barely see. It was coming down so hard, but they were just killing it. Every song sounded great. Bono sounded amazing. Everybody was singing. Nobody cared if it was raining. And everybody was just dancing in the rain, like to U2, and it just was an immersive, total experience. And they played every single song I wanted to hear. It was surprising because I didn't expect them to play like every single fan favorite. I figured U2 was gonna delve into some deeper stuff, you know. No, they played all the hits, and it was killer.
Yeah, I'm just thinking off the top of my head, Madonna had some very big immersive tours.
Saw her in Minneapolis, and around the same time, 2012-ish. Her shows is incredible, man. She had a marching band.
Tour. Didn't she do a tour last year, or the year before?
Something like that, yeah.
And at her age, I don't know, 70?
It's getting close.
Or,
and she can move like she's still 30.
She can still dance.
Oh, yeah.
She did much less of it on this tour. But she had a whole theme.
Oh, yeah.
She had, because she don't care, she had Drake performers come out, and they did this little skit in every show. And a lot of people were mocking her, but she made a lot of money off that tour.
Oh, yeah.
And she had great attendance.
She's a great live. I am very happy to say I've seen her live.
I think really what we're getting at is there's a difference between an artist that entertains and an artist that plays music.
Yes. And she is definitely an entertainer.
Yeah. I'm thinking of George Strait, okay? Here's a guy who's had, 61, 62 number one songs.
Right.
Everybody wants to go see George Strait. Even you. You want to go see George Strait. But you're going to go see George Strait, much like Alan Jackson, and a few of them that stand there and play their guitar. Now, I would hate on anyone else.
Right.
Or, I guess, not be in favor of going to see anyone else. But that's what this man is. That's the experience.
Right.
It's not a big flashy light show and stage design. Right. What the star of a George Strait show is, what the immersion is those 62 number one songs. Yeah. And this guy's going to stand there and sing them.
Yeah.
So, that's just as great of an experience as that you can get immersed in as Metallica's current tour that's going on its third year, the M72 tour.
Their tours are amazing. I've seen them 7 times, 8 times, and each one is completely different. They're experience-wise, they do stuff different every time. Like in the Black tour. I remember seeing them. They did a drum off between Lars and James, and that was cool. And they had their stage set up where they had a little pit in the middle of the stage where people could be, and then it was kind of in the round for the rest of it. And it was awesome. The stage setup was cool, pyro. But not too much during, that tour. It was mostly just them.
Well, and, you have, the current people, we were talking about Chappell Roan.
Yeah.
This is a young lady that sat in her bedroom as a teenager and dreamed about her life as a music star.
Sure.
And she planned it all out.
Yep.
She comes out every time, walks out. She might have different color hair. Her whole band and everything matches. Cool stage dressings, cool light or cool stage show. She's giving you that immersive experience.
Sure.
I watched T-Pain at Coachella this year.
Man,
he had him. He grabbed everyone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was an immersive thing. You have, again, all of these K-pop people that are playing to huge places, putting on immersive experiences. Matter of fact, there is a new all-girl group out there we've talked about before. Their name is Cat's Eye.
Oh, yeah.
And they're considered K-pop. Okay, well, they played at the Mall of America just last year to like a few thousand people.
Sure.
They have played music festival this year to hundreds of thousands of people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, there's a lot of up-and-coming artists that realize now, or their handlers realize that we've got to make this experience because concerts are so expensive now. We've got to make it a show for people.
I've always felt that they need to do that. A band that I can say that I saw that went from doing big stage shows to really just them now is ZZ Top. ZZ Top. When I saw them in the 90s, they had strippers go out on stage. They had this big radio tower that I saw because it was on the Antenna tour, and the big radio tower blew up at the end of the show, and like they had this big radio dial on the stage. And the last time I saw ZZ Top, it was literally them and some speakers on stage. That was it.
Yeah.
There was not even real light show. It was just ZZ Top.
Yeah. But I think, for me, ticket prices are ridiculous.
Yes.
You know, Andy can't ever afford to go to a show.
No.
And I find the money. somehow, don't ask how I get it. Andy knows. But you know, I want the whole experience.
Yes.
When I'm a block away from the venue, I want to hear the pre-show music.
Yeah.
You know, I want the whole vibe, man. I want to smell the hot dogs and the corn dogs. I want to run into my friends. I want to meet new people. I want to run into acquaintances, and I want to see a show that's got lots of lights. Hey, I don't need the kabooms and the pyrotechnics when George Strait's up there singing the chair.
Yeah.
But you know, I like all that stuff.
Me too.
You know, we talk often about Chevelle.
Yep.
Okay, well, Chevelle is great on record.
Amazing on record. I love their albums are great.
They always have a really great light show. But it's just not immersive for me.
I don't know what it is either.
I try again to engage, and I think there's a lot of artists out there. But yeah, it's about, you know, getting immersed in that. And I mean, you know, country artists never used to move until Garth Brooks.
No, yeah, they used to pretty much just stand
Garth
there.
Brooks was like, oh,
Turned
I'm not going to stand. I'm going to run around, man. I'm going to I'm going to run around the stage. I'm going to go up. I'm going to run up these ramps.
Yep.
My band's all going to move and everything. And that opened the door to more entertaining at a show in the country format. You saw a lot of people. Well, you know, even I guess before Garth Brooks, if I go back to like the early 80s, you know, Kenny Rogers was a huge country star.
Yeah.
And his stage used to sit in the middle of the venue, and he'd walk around, and it was a good old days, Andy, when they used to throw out tambourines to the crowd, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he had his band in the middle and, you know, the light show and everything.
Sure.
And it was an immersive experience. I mean, Motley Crue. You know,
sure.
with the spinning drums.
Yep.
and you know, Tommy's thing, you know.
Can't forget about one of the most immersive bands out there is Kiss.
Kiss?
I mean, their shows are...
That's a spectacle, and
yeah.
they obviously there was other entertainers
sure
before Kiss, but they took it to a different level. There's a lot of things that you can appreciate about Kiss throughout the years, but they entertained.
They really do.
They put on a show, from the guitar shooting out of or the fire shooting out of the guitar, to Gene Simmons and his tongue and the blood, and
fire spitting.
It was a show. It
Yeah.
was an immersive experience.
Yeah.
And there's
I took an ex-girlfriend to a Kiss show once who is not a Kiss fan at all. Hated Kiss, really. She was like, I don't even care to go. And I was like, just come with. By the end of the night, she was flashing Gene Simmons. Let me just say, she had a good time.
Yeah.
They will turn anybody a fan once you've seen them live.
Well, let's talk about Taylor Swift.
All right.
I was very impressed with the Eras tour.
I was as well. It was a big tour.
I mean, talk about a great plan. I'm going to come out, and this part of the show is going to be this, and then we're going to go to this, and then we're going to go to this. Giant dance team, great band. She brought out, and I love to see that at shows now too, she brought out,
guest stars
from different genres to come out and sing songs with her.
Yep.
I mean, people were paying thousands of dollars for a Taylor Swift ticket.
Oh yeah.
And while I would have never paid $1,000
Me either.
to go see Taylor Swift or anyone, they wanted that experience.
Yeah.
And I know a number of people that went to see Taylor. And the way they talk about it, I mean, it was everything. It was an immersive experience. It was an aura. You were there. She grabbed everyone's attention.
Yep. That's what you need to do these days.
So she really is, right now, the biggest one out there.
Oh yeah.
Doing it. That Era tour generated approximately $2.8 billion in ticket sales.
That's a crazy number.
Making it the highest grossing concert tour of all time and the first to surpass $2 billion in revenue. The tour concluded in December 2024 after 149 shows across 5 continents. So, there you go. That's the highest grossing tour.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've talked a lot about them.
Oh yeah.
About a lot of them that, I mean, there's so many more.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you one of the artists that grabs my attention the first, and I wasn't sure what it was going to be like when I saw them, because I liked them, just wasn't a huge fan of them. Green Day.
Now, did you and I go see Green Day?
I don't remember if you were there or not.
Okay, well, I went to see Green Day.
Did you go on the American Idiot tour?
No. This is sometime in the 2000s. I can't remember who I went with. But Green Day, yeah, if you're to ask me about one of my favorite concerts, am I a huge Green Day fan? No, but I love a lot of the songs. And I was just so surprised that the minute he got done with the first song, he started to engage the crowd.
He is one of the best engaging frontmen I've ever seen. That guy
was a great show.
Yeah.
And again, not a really incredibly great stage design.
No.
But they all, Trey Cool sits back behind the drums.
He's so great.
And he's very entertaining.
Yep.
They all move.
They're all great. The bassist is awesome. Mike Dirk.
It was a great experience.
Yeah.
One of my favorite all-time shows.
Mine too. And I was not going into it thinking this is going to be one of the greatest experiences of my life.
Mm-hmm.
But it was.
It
was an amazing show. I'm so glad I seen Green Day. Yeah. Another one of those shows that really was huge, and the tour, I mean, it had to be one of the highest grossing tours ever. The Eagles on their Hell Freezes Over tour.
Yeah.
When they first came back in like 2002 or whatnot, and they actually did a full tour.
they could have reformed at any time.
Oh, yeah.
10 years, 15 years previous to that. There was that. I mean, they were getting nonstop calls from
all the time,
offering millions and billions
yeah,
to reform. And all of this is, you're seeing all of this in the music press and whatever. And just this swell just was too much.
Yeah.
And hell froze over, and we got the Eagles back, and I remember that hell freezes over
that
tour.
Boy,
you couldn't afford to go to that.
Oh shit, no! I'm lucky we got free tickets. I'll always remember that show. Were you there?
No, I've never seen the Eagles.
It was me and Chris and Scott, and funny enough, Rick Shork was there, and me and Chopper and Chris went down to get a beer. We had nosebleed seats, right? Terrible seats. And we had gone down in a level to the beer stand to get some beer. And I had gotten mine, and Scott had gotten his, and we were just kind of waiting on Chris because that's what you do.
Yep.
So we're waiting on Chris, and this person comes up to us, and he's like, where are your seats? And me and Chopper thinking that we're in trouble for standing, because we're, just watching the show while standing in people's way, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. So I figured they were going to tell us to go back to our seats, right? No. The guy's like, how would you like better seats? Sure, yes. So we got 11th row seats on the side of the stage. Just amazing seats. And Rick Shorg, who was our general manager at the time, did not come down to get a beer, so he was up at those other seats, and he didn't get to come down and get seats. We all had amazing seats. He was like, "Where the hell did you guys disappear?"
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, it was great. Yeah.
Well, in the background from time to time when we're doing this podcast, you might hear a dog bark, and that's Sally, the podcast dog.
And she is looking at you like a piece of meat right now.
And Sally is with us each and every time. We have no choice. She just likes to be with us.
She has to be here.
She's a beautiful black lab, and we love her. And we like that she's part of the podcast.
Yes.
She at least pops up every other episode.
She'll say something, yeah.
Well, this was a lot of fun, man.
This was, and we didn't even touch half of the tours.
We didn't touch half of them, so
we're going to have to do this again.
We might have to do this again.
Because we got to talk about Lollapalooza, Tibetan Freedom Concert, just so many others. Iron Maiden tours.
Yeah, we'll have to do another deep dive.
Yeah.
Well, you can find the Music Matters podcast. It debuts right around 8 o'clock every Sunday at MonkeyBoyRadio.com. And there's other stuff on MonkeyBoyRadio.com.
Yeah, lots of stuff you can check out. Lots of shows, and then of course we play music all the time too, so if you like the rock, that's the place to be, MonkeyBoyRadio.com. I don't just play, the hits, which we do play those.
Yeah.
But we also kind of dig into songs that maybe should have been hits but weren't.
Oh, good.
And things like that. And Sally is excited about that. So, without further ado, I've been Monkey Boy.
I've been Ziggy.
This has been the Music Matters Podcast. Thanks for listening.